Hi, this is John Otero, and I'm not going to introduce this little guy to you, nor this one, but each of us welcome you today to Refuge. Let's look at the virtue of compassion. Webster's dictionary describes compassion as sympathetic awareness of another's distress, together with a desire to alleviate it. Another word for compassion is simply feeling another's pain or suffering. The Oxford English Dictionary describes compassion as the feeling or emotion as when a person is moved by the suffering of another and by the desire to relieve it. Now, during this pandemic, let's you and I do our absolute best to learn to be moved with compassion. Let's dive now right into this important topic. Dear one, please realize this. Everyone is fighting some sort of battle. That is why it is so very important that we seek to cultivate and develop the ability to care for, show kindness, and be connected to those around us. Now, compassion begins with an awareness, a state of mind, but then it offers practical help. It is loving kindness shown to others. It is empathy or putting others first, allowing ourselves to actually feel what they feel, putting ourselves in their shoes, as it were. Compassion is love in action. Compassion may be felt towards animals, such as our pets, and those animals which naturally need to be cared for and tended to. Or we may have compassion for children and those who are more vulnerable to hunger, abuse, or sickness. We may experience compassion for those we encounter in our daily lives, such as our workplace, stores, etc. I call this marketplace compassion, just like Jesus. It is the realization that everyone has difficult times in their lives. Therefore, we are learning to show kindness and care for each of those that are suffering. Do you and I, do we notice people? Do we miss people? Each person has our own individual life and story, our own individual sorrows as well as joys. It is vital that we learn to discover other people. Indeed, compassion may be considered a gift, but we all have the capacity to learn to develop this amazing virtue. Active compassion is being aware of the needs of others and begins as we develop the habit of thinking good about others. We always want to do unto others as we would have them do unto us. We're learning to treat others well without reward, even though we do not have to. We are able to focus on more than ourselves alone, trusting and listening as they speak. Let us consider an illustration. If we approached an animal that is caught in a trap, that animal might immediately lunge at us. It may not be lunging now because it is mean, but because it is merely hurting. The same analogy may be applied to others around us. They may lunge at us emotionally, but often this is simply because they are hurting, or they may be caught in a trap themselves. You and I can develop a compassionate heart, allowing us to now respond rather than react. It is a choice we make. We can choose not to react, but to respond. This now may take some time and effort, but the results are so well worth our efforts. Compassion is about being connected. Now, we can connect by simply smiling, saying hello, politely opening a door for another, sending a text or email, or making that important phone call. It is vital to stay connected to people during this pandemic. I find it most interesting that we find in the scriptures that Jesus was moved with compassion in 5 different verses. One is found in Matthew 9, verse 36. It says that Jesus was moved with compassion. It moved him because he realized that those around him were fainting. They were scattered abroad all over the place without a shepherd. Kindness alludes to the act of sympathy. Compassion, kindness, sympathy, they all go hand in hand. Now, the Latin root word for compassion is pati, meaning to suffer. Compassion, which has originated from compati, therefore literally means to suffer with someone else. As we connect to those around us, the suffering they are experiencing brings about a stirring or a moving within our own selves, which brings about an action to help. Now, this goes beyond the mere realm of empathy. My dear, when I realized that developing this action through empathy may be difficult, sometimes it's difficult for me, and that's why every day I ask God to give me His love, His sympathy, His empathy and concern, and His action. You can too. Well, we have been to Refuge, our safe place, and I want to once again thank you. I really appreciate you. I say goodbye for now. Arrivederci, adios, and we shall see each other again real soon. But always remember now, God loves you so very much. And so do I. We believe in you. Take good care now.